Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll show you step by step how to crochet this gorgeous cotton cardigan from start to finish. It is light, breezy, and perfect for layering. I made this cardigan in two versions, one with short sleeves and the other with long sleeves, so you can see how each one looks and decide which sleeve length you'd like for your own. So grab your yarn and hook and let's make something beautiful together. For this project, I'm gonna use cotton yarn from Drops. You can find all the details about the yarn in the description below. The label also recommends me using a 3mm crochet hook, so that's what I'll be using. I'll also need a measuring tape, scissors, and a few stitch markers. The cardigan consists of two front panels, one back panel, and two sleeves. We will crochet from top to bottom, adding some increases. The back panel is a simple rectangle. After creating all panels, we will join them and make the sleeves. Start with a slip knot. I'm going to make 24 chains, but you can adjust the foundation chain by measuring yourself from your collarbone to your shoulder. For me, that's 12 centimeters, which equals 24 chains. The number of chains should be a multiple of 4. Then add 3 extra chains for turning. Start the first row double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. To make a double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over again and pull it through. So now you have 3 loops on the hook. Grab the yarn and pull it through 2 loops. Yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops. Continue until you have 24 double crochets. Now I have 24 double crochets, which measure 12 centimeters. For the second row, I'm going to work small squares. I start by making a chain of 4. 3 chains count as a double crochet, and 1 chain is for spacing. Turn your work, skip the next stitch, and make a double crochet in the following stitch. Chain 1, skip the next stitch and make a double crochet in the next. Repeat this pattern across the row. When you reach the end of the row, skip the last stitch and make a double crochet into the 3rd chain of the turning chain. For the next 2 rows, continue working the squares in the same way. Start each row with a chain of 4, then skip the chain space and work a double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Then chain 1, skip the next chain space and repeat across the row. For the 5th row, make another row of double crochets, 24 in total. Start with a chain of 3, then work a double crochet into each chain space as well as into each double crochet stitch across the row. Make the last double crochet into the 3rd chain of the turning chain. For row number 6, make another row of squares, and for row number 7, work another row of double crochets. For next row, work single crochets and this time add 1 extra stitch. I had 24 double crochets in the previous row, so for the single crochets I will make 1 additional stitch. It's given me a total of 25 single crochets. To make a single crochet, chain 1, turn the work, insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. You will have 2 loops on your hook, then grab the yarn and pull through 2 loops. Make the last single crochet into the 3rd chain of the turning chain. Now we are going to work on the main pattern of the cardigan, which looks like small semicircles. This pattern consists of 3 rows of chains and double crochets. To begin the first row, chain 3. Turn your work. Skip the first stitch and work a double crochet into the next stitch. Then make 5 chains. Then skip the next stitch and work 3 double crochets together. So grab the yarn, insert the hook into the stitch, grab the yarn again and pull it through. So you have 3 loops on the hook, grab the yarn and pull through 2 loops. So you have 2 loops on the hook. Then grab the yarn again and insert the hook into the next stitch. Grab the yarn, pull it through, so you have 4 loops on the hook. Now grab the yarn and pull it through 2 loops, so you have 3 loops left. Then grab the yarn again, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull it through, so you have 5 loops on the hook and pull it through 2 of them, and then grab the yarn and pull through all 4 loops on the hook. Then chain 5, skip the next stitch and repeat 3 double crochets together. Continue working this pattern until you reach the last 3 stitches of the row. When you come to the last 3 stitches, skip the next stitch and work 2 double crochets together into the last 2 stitches. For the next row, chain 5 and turn your work. Then make a single crochet into the chain 5 space from the previous row. Repeat this pattern across the row, chain 5 and single crochet into the chain 5 space. To finish this row, chain 2 and work a double crochet into the last stitch. For the next row, chain 3 and turn your work. Make a double crochet into the first stitch. Then chain 1 and work 3 double crochets into the chain 5 space from the previous row. Chain 1 and repeat the pattern across the row. For the last one, make 2 double crochets into the chain 5 space to match the beginning. To finish the main pattern, work single crochets for the next row. For this, chain 1, turn your work and start from the first stitch. Make a single crochet into each stitch and into each chain 1 space, making 25 single crochets in total. The next row, work double crochets, skipping the first stitch. At the end of the row, make a few increases. For this, work 2 double crochets into the second to last stitch and 2 double crochets into the last stitch. So for the row 15, you have 26 double crochets in total. For the next row, we work squares again and make another increase at the beginning. Chain 5, then work a double crochet into the very first stitch. This will give you 1 extra square. Then continue as usual. Chain 1, skip the next stitch and work a double crochet into the following stitch. Next, work double crochets until you reach the final stitch. Make 2 double crochets into the stitch and then add 2 more double crochets as usual, so you will have a total of 29 double crochets. Then I work single crochets and make 3 increases at the beginning. 2 single crochets into the first stitch, 2 into the next stitch, and 2 into the third stitch. Then single crochets across the row, and by the end you should have 33 stitches in total. After that, I repeat rows 9, 10, and 11 without any increases. This is what I have so far. And for row 12, I will work single crochets, making 2 increases at the beginning. Keep working single crochets across the row, and you should have 35 stitches in total. In the next row, work double crochets and make 2 increases at the end. Start by skipping the first stitch from the previous row. So I finished with 36 double crochets, and I won't be making any more increases. As you can see, I repeated the pattern twice. It goes double crochets, squares, double crochets, then single crochets, then 3 rows of the main pattern, and single crochets again. I'll repeat this pattern 2 more times, and I will end with the same pattern as at the beginning, which is double crochet, squares, double crochet, 3 rows of squares, and double crochet. You can find all the details for each row in the description below the video. The front part has 43 rows in total. To finish this part, I made 1 chain, cut the yarn, and secured it. Repeat the same steps for the second front panel, leaving some yarn for the borders and ties. At this point, I have both front panels done, and now I'll start the back. To start the back, I make a slip knot and chain in 95 in total, 92 for the base and 3 turning chains. You can adjust the back panel by measuring yourself from shoulder to shoulder. For me, it's 40 centimeters, which equals 92 chains. Just remember, the number of chains should be a multiple of 4. Now that I have my 95 chains, I'm starting the first row of double crochets from the first chain, just like we did for the front panels. For the back, work the same 43 rows without any increases, creating a simple rectangle. Don't forget to add one extra stitch at the beginning when working a row of single crochets. So as you can see, my first row measures 40 centimeters. And this is what the back panel looks like when it's done. Now I'm going to join the front panels to the back panel at the shoulders. To do this, I count the same number of stitches on the back panel and attach the front panels with stitch markers, making sure the stitch count matches. I'm joining the panels with slip stitches. I start by inserting my hook into the first stitch of the front panel and the matching stitch of the back panel, secure the yarn and then work slip stitches all the way across to join them together. I finish by making a chain, then cut the yarn to secure my work. This is how it looks so far. Now just repeat the same steps for the other side. Next, I'm working on the borders. I'll single crochet all the way around the front panels, and as I go, I'll add the ties in the middle. I'm placing stitch markers on the last row where I made increases. This is where I'll add some extra chains to create the ties. I'm starting at the bottom of the front panel where I left some yarn, so I'll chain one and just work single crochets up to the stitch marker. So once I get to the stitch marker, I take it out and make 100 chains plus 1 for turning. Then I work single crochets into each chain, starting from the second chain from the hook. After making the first tie, continue working single crochets all the way until you reach the next stitch marker. Then remove the stitch marker, chain another 100 plus 1 for turning, and work single crochets into each chain to form the second tie. After that, continue single crocheting across the rest of the second front panel. Now I'm going to join the front and back panels together at the sides. To do this, I try the cardigan on and place stitch markers under the armpits. For me, that's just after the second main pattern, right on the row of single crochets. Which is 18 centimeters. I'm starting at the bottom of the cardigan, joining the yarn and securing it, then working single crochets up to the stitch marker. When I get to the stitch marker, I take it out, make the last single crochet into that space and chain 1 and cut the yarn. Repeat this for the other side. Next, I'm working on the sleeves. I'm joining the yarn right under the armpit and I'm working in the round, but I will turn my work at the end of each row. For the first row, I'm making 72 double crochets. I start with a chain of 3 and then follow the same pattern we used before. I finish the row by inserting my hook into the first stitch and joining with a slip stitch. Then I chain the required amount for the next row and turn my work. To finish the row of squares, skip the last 2 stitches and make a slip stitch into the third chain. Continue working the pattern until you reach your desired length. For the pink sweater, I repeated the main pattern 5 times, which gives a length of 50 centimeters. For the purple one, I only repeated the main pattern once. So this is how they turned out. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy making this cardigan.